I wrote my first book entirely on Microsoft Word. My notes were on paper. It was an absolute mess. Post-it notes were everywhere, and trying to find reference to something I was about to write, something specific about a character, I got lost. So I started thinking there had to be a better way. So I did some research. I discovered some writing programs. I was specifically looking for programs that helped me to organize my notes and write my draft all in one place. And I think I found it. Every product I mention, everything that I mention, I'll put the links below so that you can go and check these out for yourself. And as I've said previously, this is what works for me. It might not work for you. So my advice always, go and research, go and have a look at what other people are doing. Take on board what works for you and get your own style. Final Draft is a very popular program. It'll pop up very early on in the list of things on a Google search. It costs about $175 and is compatible with both Mac and Windows. There's also a dedicated YouTube channel with tips and advice. There's also the Ulysses app, which is only compatible with Mac. And you can only purchase it through the Apple App Store. And it has a yearly subscription of $39.99. Well, currently that's what it's going for. I've heard a few people say they use Ulysses and they prefer it. For me, it was a lot of keystroke stuff. It may have changed since I last used it, but there are people who like it. So that's something worth checking out as well. I'm not going to tell you which program to use. There's others out there as well, but I will tell you what I use. I use Scrivener. It's compatible with Mac. It's compatible with Windows. It's available as a one-time purchase of $89.99. And there's also an iOS version, which is a bit cheaper if you prefer to use that. They also have a dedicated YouTube channel with tips and advice as well. So this is Scrivener. This is a menu which you can modify to suit whatever needs you want. I usually use the left screen here, which I've just highlighted up the top by clicking on the top with the mouse. This is my writing area, and there's two ways you can get the page up so you can write on it. That's either click on this little page menu here, or you can do the drop down menu, click on the page and up it pops. On the right, the same thing, click up the top, and now you've got access to everything that's on this side. If I just want to focus on one particular note, there's the map. I can now put notes in down the bottom here if I wanted to. I can go to my main characters and change things, or if I really wanted to do some more research on things, I can go in and make new notes over here on whatever I've been looking up to help me with the telling of my story. I prefer to keep my notes over here, and this side is purely for my writing. That's just the way I do it. But you can tailor it to however you want to set it out. I really like this program because you're able to put your notes and your writing on the same page, and you're not digging through pieces of paper all over the place. Before I send my manuscript to my editor, I use a combination of Grammarly. I use that as I'm writing, so it'll make suggestions as I'm writing. And I use another one called ProWritingAid, which is also active in my Scrivener software, so I can look at making changes while I'm writing. But then I'll go as far as to copy and paste my manuscript chapter by chapter into ProWritingAid, and then go through to check things like passive voice, spelling, grammar. Then I'll paste that into a Word document, because that's how my editor prefers things handed to them. ProWritingAid offers a basic service for free, and then also has a premium service for about $10 a month. There is an option to purchase a lifetime premium service for $399. That is the avenue I've eventually went down. I did start with the $10 a month option and decided, I like this and I'm going to use it for possibly forever. And so I purchased the lifetime service. I suggest you check out a blog by Reedsy that discusses the best novel writing software. The link is below. I'd also suggest you put a bookmark at the Reedsy website. They have tons of tips and advice worth looking through. They also have a YouTube channel. You know where the links are. In the next vlog, though, I am going to talk about what I do to publish my books. So we're sending to an editor now, and I will discuss what happens after I get my manuscript back from my editor in the next one.